All right, week 3, chasing scratch. But we're taking it on the road this week. Let's get to it. All right, getting up here. It's early, getting kind of ready for the day, but we're heading out to Rock Creek. This is going to be the first round. You know, I've played the course a couple years ago, and actually it was right when like COVID and all that stuff was starting. We were down here, so you know, maybe we weren't too focused on the round. But remember, I played pretty good, and I love the course, and so excited to head back there. Again, my goals for the round as we're starting this off, my handicap 4.5 as we start this trip. Okay, so we'll be posting now. One of the things I'm going to need to do, I need to get more rounds in because I'm going to have to get rid of some rounds. You have to have, 20 rounds is the cycle. So I'm going to have to get at least 20 rounds in, which for me has been a challenge of late, but I'm committed to doing this. So we'll work on that. And then the next thing is, just constantly taking notes, taking things. We'll do some spider golf, and then we'll go from there. So really just hoping to hit the ball really solid, especially with wedges, and we'll go from there. Let's get after it. All right, so we're through the front 9, 2 over par there, a 3 putt, a 2 chip. Hit the ball really good. The thing I liked so far, I actually hit the ball really solid with wedges, really accurate. The thing I didn't like, distance control was not very good. I also was playing from the rough, and I didn't drive it terribly, but I was like, we're here in this Bermuda grass, this rough. It's like a half inch. It's brutal, so it's like a guessing game and trying to get the ball close. So again, not too bad for what we're trying to work on though, which is the technical of hitting it nice and solid. So really good with that. All right, so that round we'll go over a little bit. Not too bad at Rock Creek. We're out here grilling a little bit. The cameras actually couldn't handle how hot it was. It gets hot down here in Gulf Shores in the summer, FYI. But, just not a bad round. Hit the ball pretty good. Kind of to be expected. I was happy with my wedges. I hit those extremely well. I wasn't too dialed in on how far to hit them. And at this course we played, particularly, you needed to be dialed in. So, we'll take a look at the spider golf for it. But, after feeling pretty good as kind of a first introductory round going into Thursday. So I got a couple days and we'll get ready for it. All right, round 2, Kiva Dunes. Look at this place. This place is unreal. So, got some goals for today. Again, saw the handy go up by 0.1, and I thought I played decent the other day, but had some thoughts about it. So I was thinking, all right, wedges, I got to be more aggressive. I got to go attack with the wedges. And then the second thing was, I've got to, really get focused on the short game. Think about getting those up and down. And then 3, don't hit less than driver unless you absolutely have to, because that hurts your scoring, especially if I'm hitting, hybrid or my 3 driving iron slightly into the rough. Well, that's a problem. So there we go. Let's get it. All right, through 9. What a beautiful course. Just like I remembered it. Trying to do some math here. 1, 2, 3. 3 over for me, so not great. Couldn't putt to the back. All right, so we finished up 38 on that side. So 39, 38, 77. Bogeyed the last 2 holes. Yeah, I don't know. Didn't feel too bad again, but you know what? We're going to jump in. Let's get into the round stats, and let's just take a closer look. I'll give my thoughts. But fantastic track. If you're out in Gulf Shores, I highly recommend either Kiva Dunes or Rock Creek. Both awesome in their different ways. But yeah, they were sweet. So let's start talking about the rounds and breaking it down. All right, so we're back. Good. There was those 2 rounds, beautiful golf courses, and not too bad of rounds. Definitely some positives to take away. I did see some things going through my game that I had practiced, like hitting my wedges a lot more solid. I don't think I hit one where I chunked a wedge or bladed a wedge or anything like that. I hit them all really solid, and actually I noticed my distances on my wedges were returning. I think at Kiva, the 1 birdie I had, I hit a 54 degree from 115 yards, which is where I would like that to be, and I hit it really really tight. So that's exciting that we're working on those things, but it is helpful to get out and play and look at some things and kind of start understanding what is it really going to take to be able to get this goal. Because again, I did shoot the 2 rounds, 76, 77. Handicap stayed exactly dead same, so I'm right where I was at the start of the week. Now, we are going to see some scores kind of filter out from previous handicap stuff, but I think looking at the history, it's going to be kind of similar as we're going through. So I don't know how much it's going to change. Anyway, let's get into the stats. So I use Spider Golf. Let's take a look at what we have from the round. So you can see one of my favorite things when we just pull it up, I've got it set for just the 2 rounds we just played. So what I have is a couple of clubs that it lets me know that I need to work on. So from the Rock Creek round, one of the things I realized was I was hitting a lot of 3 hybrids off the tees because the holes weren't too long, and it was penalizing if you missed with a lost ball or OB. So I started hitting a 3 hybrid, and you're sacrificing the distance for some accuracy, but I was not hitting the ball in the fairway. I was in the rough or in a fairway bunker, and I was only in the rough by a yard or 2, but that made a massive difference because I really didn't feel like I could go at the hole or anything like that. So it was interesting to see that, and so I've got to either from a standpoint of, you know, strategy, I've got to be more aggressive, or, you know what, I've got to really tighten up that 3 hybrid if I'm going to be hitting that off the tee. So you can see a little bit of work with like a 7-iron. I did hit one on a par 3 chunky 3 wood. That's actually interesting. I felt like I hit it decent, but I did hit one, I believe, went out of just where I had to punch out. So that might be it. Or no, you know what it was? I hit one that hit, and I hit it into the water on the second hole at Kiva. Got kind of fooled by the lie there. So that's what kind of got me there. So then we'll make our way through. The other thing I like to look at is we'll do some strokes gained, tee to green. You can see off the tee, again, I had a couple of balls, mainly with driver, that where I did have to pitch out. I think that happened 2 or 3 times in the 2 rounds, so that would be a big deal. Around the green, got to just tighten it up a little bit. I putted really, really bad at Kiva, and so I definitely need to look at that. Now, I think that more is a mentality thing. I don't feel like I was stroking the ball bad, but I just have to get into the zone of like, hey, I've got to read some greens, get committed and try to make some putts. I was leaving everything short, and I think it's a little bit to do with the Bermuda grass. I don't typically play on that, but either way, you just can't putt the way I did at Kiva. It was pretty bad. It was pretty poor. And at Rock Creek, I didn't make anything either, so that's something we'll have to look at. But I think right now the plan when we're looking at it, and again we can go through some distances as well. The distances I think are still just kind of tightening up a little bit on the wedges, but definitely think I need to get a little bit more work on the driver and then add in that putting at the moment and just keep putting for a little bit to start making some putts. But right now I think the plan is still pretty good, and then we'll kind of go from there in the next one. So we played our rounds, we had a good trip. Now we will see what we can do moving forward. All right, so we're going to keep chasing it. We're still at that spot. Kind of frustrating, but that's the way this goes, and you just keep working and seeing what you got to do and keep getting better. So we'll get at it and we'll keep chasing it. So thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll catch you next week as we keep chasing scratch. I made the devil run. I broke so many bones, but none of them were ever my own.